Welcome back, you sexy, cute, beautiful, elegant, soft bitches.
Jesus, I don't know
We
what to do with
are
that.
the Out of Pocket Anime Podcast, and it's your boy Blackie Chan,
Comedy Hashira himself.
and we got a very special episode for y'all today. We're getting into power systems, baby. Power systems in anime.
Yes,
Aren't you
sir.
excited? Aren't you pumped up
I
for this?
I'm so excited. I'm so
Hadouken!
excited.
Ha!
What is happening?
Power
What-
systems, man.
Oh, oh yeah,
That's what's happening.
that's
I'm
happening right
powering
now.
up. His
Right
power
now.
level's over 9,000.
Jesus, I wonder
No?
what their power levels. Have you ever gone down that rabbit hole to see what their power levels are at now?
Like, from
Like where they're at
where?
Super Saiyan Blue.
Right. No, I haven't.
I think I might do that when we get off this.
Okay. Just
I
because
think
I
I
did
know
that?
how I'm gonna spend the rest of my evening. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's what I'm
Yeah.
here for.
Yep, and then I'll start watching videos on it. 3 hours later, I'll probably go to sleep finally.
Yeah. Now, the most amazing part to this episode is the biggest question of all, and I didn't prep you on this question. I'm
Oh, I'm
curious to hear
so glad.
what your instinctive thoughts are on this without thinking at all prior to this.
Okay,
And that is, would you
rapid
still
fire.
even watch anime if it didn't have any power system at all in any way, shape, or form?
Like no control of a power system.
Right. And you know, I mean like powers, like if it was all just hand to hand combat,
Would I
like
still watch
humans.
anime?
Right.
Now I do gotta ask a qualifier here.
Hmm.
Is that hand to hand combat? Is that still could that still be done at like DBZ speed?
No. It's gotta be done at like regular human hand to hand combat. No specialized ability.
So we'd essentially be
Like
watching
movies.
animated MMA.
Correct.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I watch MMA. I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Like
enjoy it as
you'd
much.
like to see all tired and shit. After like 3 minutes of fighting, and they're
After 3 minutes of fighting, they're taking breaks and shit.
they're
Just
hugging
beat to
each other. He's
shit.
on the ground,
Just
trying to
slapping each
get him in
other
a
towards
heart,
the end.
heart bar. Trying to, you know.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I don't think I'd watch it as much as I do MMA.
You think
And
you
I
would start
also
a podcast?
definitely wouldn't. Nah, I definitely wouldn't be into anime as much if it didn't have any kind of
Superpower?
powers. Yeah, any kind of powers involved at all. Can't do it, man. Then I'm just watching regular ass TV.
Right, right. And the reason I bring that point up is because that's how excited I am about this episode in regards to I wouldn't probably watch anime at all if it didn't have any superpowers. It would just feel like a cartoon that
It'd
has
be a
nothing
cartoon
special to
for
it.
children. It'd be
Right.
those cartoons where they're singing fucking Wheels on the
Well,
Bus and shit.
I would argue that Avatar: The Last Airbender is a cartoon for children, and
It's an
it's
anime for one. Watch your fucking mouth. All right, it counts. It's an anime. Fuckface. Um, yeah. I mean, I would say it's an anime geared towards younger children.
right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I mean, same with Doctor Stone as well.
And Doctor Stone got some raunchiness in there.
Yeah, do they though?
Yeah.
Like what? Give me an example.
They got the like every now and then, what's his face? The main character Senku, he like falls on some titties and stuff. They make like little mini
Yeah, I guess.
sex jokes
I
here or
guess.
there.
Yeah, I
Like
guess Avatar. You don't fall on no
Sophira
titties.
kind of sexualized.
Who?
Sophira, where they made the sulfuric acid.
Oh, yeah.
Just like little things. It's not super crazy, which is why parents probably still don't mind.
Right. Yeah.
But it's got moments for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I'd say. Then yeah, I would say Avatar's gauge for like more geared towards little kids, but
Yeah, dude, you sound like you're about to fall asleep, dude.
you sound like you're about to fall asleep. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my fucking mom.
There we go. That's a little bit
Die
better.
slow, dude. Yeah, the anger
Jesus,
fuels
man.
me.
Fuels
If
me.
I'm not mad, I'm not living. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I don't know what you mean, man.
Well, that just infuriated me. Now I'm back.
Now I'm
Congratulations.
here. And now I
I'm
don't like
fucking
you.
right here. All right, Vegeta, calm down. All
But
right.
yeah, I mean, the love for it is kind of that superhero feel for anime. It always felt like there was superheroes versus
Yeah.
villains.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You know, good guys versus bad guys, all that jazz. I think you gotta have the powers in there, which means you
Yeah,
gotta have the power systems.
right. And this isn't going to be an episode about specific power systems or anything like
Yeah,
that.
we'll
This
do
is
that at a
literally
later date.
right. And we'll get into, verses in terms of power systems and things like that, comparing specific animes and things like that. But this is just a general talk. Like, we're just shooting the shit about what we like about power systems, just
Yeah, that
from
would be a fun
animes, and what we
aspect to
don't
add
like.
to our verses. Which universe's rules are we gonna use for the power control?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And
if
you
it's like
could,
how we did Katara versus Todoroki, like are we
right.
gonna use Avatar rules for power systems, or are we gonna use MHA rules for power systems? I think that'll be cool. That's a cool aspect,
Yeah.
you could say.
That would be interesting. I obviously haven't thought about it. It would be interesting to see how it would change the fight if you
Yeah,
really think about it.
probably wouldn't change
Right.
anything.
I
I think whoever's
mean,
gonna win is gonna win. That's how we know All Might smacks Goku all day anyway.
okay. How did I
I'm
know
just
you were
letting
going
you
to say
know.
it?
You had to know. You had to know the second you suggested we talk about power systems, you had to have known immediately like this guy's gonna bring up All Might.
I mean, you're more than welcome to explain the difference in My Hero's power system and why it's so
I'd
much
rather not.
stronger than Dragon Ball Z's power
I'd rather
system.
not. I want these people to go through the same rigorous research I went through.
Rigorous research. What does rigorous mean, sir?
Means like hard, intense.
So then why did you just say hard?
Because I'm hard right now. I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you.
All right.
I don't know what to tell you. You brought up Sulfurina. That's your fault.
I hope
All
you're not
right.
talking about your penis. That's what I hope.
No.
Yes.
but
I did.
I mean, yeah, and then it's like too. You have the two different schools of thought where the power systems drastically change, right? With the
Mm-hmm.
old school and the newer schools, where the newer school
Yeah.
animes tend to have more complicated power systems and they're not as straightforward because even with the older animes, the old school ones that really got us into anime, they
Mm-hmm.
were a little more simplistic.
A little
Eh,
straightforward.
yeah, even in the power systems that sucked, they were still straightforward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like even shitty systems are still a system.
Right. I was about to say whether it's shitty or great, it could still be simple. Right.
Right. Yep.
A simple
Yeah.
concept could still be amazing.
Goku gets stronger every time he fights someone more powerful than him. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a system. It's a shit one, but it's a
Right.
system.
Yeah. And I was also excited to talk about some of those newer ones too, like ones we don't even fully understand yet, like
Fuck, dude.
Jujutsu
I
Kaisen.
will never understand JJK. I don't care. Like, even if I could read and I could read mangas, I would never understand it. It makes no sense. It's fucking stupid. I just accept whatever they tell me. I'm like,
Right.
if I see somebody do something different, I'm like, oh, he could do this now. That's cool. That game's right.
that's that's cool. You're not gonna explain how he
Yeah.
did that differently.
All
All
those
right,
people on the
that's cool.
internets who go off every time you like someone comes out and fucks up a power system in an episode.
Hmm.
Like, oh, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. That completely ruins the power system. That isn't gonna be me because I don't understand that shit.
We're not
Ninety
releasing any
percent
of
of the
those
time.
videos.
Nope.
Any of those. New Order should not have been allowed.
Right. But it's crazy because it's like when you really look at it though, the difference between like the older ones and the newer ones is literally the newer ones are just a lot more complicated,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
they don't explain it as in depth. They really don't. Like a show like Dragon Ball Z where they use Kai, right? That's what they store Kai,
Key?
Kai key. You can say either or. Doesn't
No, you
matter.
can't. It's key.
It's Ki. It's
I
Kai.
hate you. It's not. All right.
It's definitely Kai.
Internet, please get them. Internet,
Definitely a
please
guy.
get him. All right.
Yeah. Okay,
Can't wait. I
Naruto.
can't. I
Okay,
can't wait
okay,
until we short
Naruto.
this. I can't wait until we short that one.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
People are gonna be like,
Anyway,
"This jackass again."
can you let me finish my point for
Yeah, go
once?
ahead. Finish your fucking point, man.
JJK, very unknown, complicated thing. Dragon Ball Z, very straightforward. Like they don't explain shit in JJK. They do, but they don't show it being trained and mastered, right? Like they don't show a master teaching the concepts and the principles to the student
I mean,
verbatim. They'll
th-
just tell them like general feel
they
stuff.
showed. They showed. What's his face? Yuji.
They showed
They sh-
Yuji
Yeah, they showed him training.
with who?
Gojo,
They showed
learning
him
how to.
training with Gojo.
Yeah,
And what did Gojo teach him about the system?
he taught him how to control the system. He taught him about the different forces. Taught him how to pull curse energy versus was it reverse curse energy? See, I still don't fucking
I
fully
don't think
understand
he
it, and they
taught him how
taught him.
to actually do it. I think he was just saying, "Hey, these are the concepts."
No, he taught him. Remember,
It showed him.
he had to constantly funnel the right amount of energy into that bear while he was watching movies that change his emotions.
Okay, well, since you
So
know
he
the
was
system,
training.
go ahead and
So I
explain it.
literally just said I don't know the system. I don't remember the terms well, but I know he was taught it.
Yeah, but they don't explain it is what I'm saying. Like they don't explain it to a degree where
Not to it. Yeah,
to
you're
where
right.
it's straightforward. They always leave hidden unknowns. Like he didn't fully explain what a domain expansion is. He just explained the concept of gathering energy.
All right. So then I guess that leads to a different question. So that question is essentially it's like, all right, so hold up. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and just make noises and sounds until I remember which question I was gonna ask.
I was
Okay.
like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
hold up. Wait a sec. Hold on. It's right here. It's in my
Wait
head.
a
I
sec.
got it. Give me a second. Hold on. I got it right here. Uh I forgot what we were even
Any
talking
day
about.
now. Jesus, just top tier
What were we
content.
talking about?
Top
You were
tier
talking about
content.
yeah, you were talking about it's
How
Dory.
how much simpler the concepts are explained and in the actual
Okay, I
animes of
remember
old
what I
school
was
versus
gonna
new.
ask now. All right.
Yeah.
So the question that had led to was would you like these newer animes more if they took a whole episode and explained out their entire power system to a T?
No, I would like it sectioned, but consistently sectioned. Like I don't want them to um abandon a concept for multiple seasons. Like I want them to
Mm-hmm.
explain it in a timely manner, but that's also reasonable.
All
And
right.
usually,
So
hold on, usually
yeah.
that's done by training the main character, right? Like when
All
the
right.
main
Yeah.
character's in training,
So
you have the
that
master, the pupil, similar to Urokodaki
right.
and Tanjiro.
Right. So that leads to what I was gonna ask you right now, which is fuck, I forgot my question again. I don't know what's going on.
Jesus Christ, man.
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm
Did you
sorry.
take a gummy or something? What's
I
going
did
on?
not. I did not, dude.
You're like, so
I had it when I wanted to ask, and you were like, "Hold on," and I was like, "I'll never remember." The second you
it's
told me to
gone.
hold on, I knew it, dude. The second you told me to hold on, let me finish. I was like, I'm not gonna remember what this is. He's gonna talk for 10 more seconds. I'm gonna forget everything. It's too long. I need to
Feels
talk.
bad.
I need to talk.
Yeah, now you know how I feel when you go on them
Yeah,
40-minute
I remember
rants.
the question now.
All right.
I remember the question, ladies and gentlemen. We are
Just
finally
say the
here.
question before you forget
We
it.
have arrived, and I forgot the question
All
again.
right, you're done.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So with the so I know like the first scenario I brought up to you was like, okay, one episode where they're explaining it. But what you said there was like you're like, yeah, like a training is when that usually happens. So
Right.
would you
Usually doesn't
prefer
happen one episode.
each new anime to have like 6 episodes of like a training arc?
Yes.
And
I
that's when they
and
explain it. That's what you'd
yes.
prefer? Okay.
And that's why I've always told you I fucking am obsessed with training because not only does it just make sense, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
and you're
be able to
just
just awaken your power and use it like fucking Asta did in half a second. It's like that doesn't make sense.
You guys,
You
he
should,
started he started smiling in the middle of that because as I was gonna talk, he knew I was gonna talk shit. He knew I was gonna talk shit, and I held it in.
of course.
But right, like after his third word, I started talking. You guys will look and see. He was smiling because he knew it was coming.
Of course. Yeah, every time. You're
Yeah,
on schedule.
you like training because you're not athletically gifted, so you had to train your whole life. You couldn't just show up and perform.
Yeah,
I get
like
it.
you did. Yep.
Yep,
What Division 1 football school did you go to?
all of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was an influence
Nice.
on all those young athletes. So you
Yeah.
go there, there's a little bit of me everywhere, baby.
Yeah, weren't you on USC with Reggie Bush and them? You were like, like you got hurt or something and then like
Reggie
he
Bush
took over.
wishes he was on a squad with me. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Oh,
Look me
okay.
up, Comedy Hashira.
It's like, there's actually a player on the team named Comedy.
Comedy
Yeah,
Hashira. That'd be wild.
that would be a picture of you
Yep. How wild
with
would
an
that
anime
be, though?
hat on.
With a fucking headband, with one of
Yeah,
the hidden leaf
Naruto.
headband. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
like the one you have on right now on your head.
yeah. Cause what's his face? There's a running back, Jamal something. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, on
Jamal
Detroit
Williams.
Lions.
Yeah, Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
in the anime.
super into anime.
Yeah, yeah,
Calls
he is.
himself the what does he call himself? Something Kage.
Oh, cool, but not cool.
All
Not
right,
cool. That was stupid. Yeah, I don't know why you brought that up. But
we
yeah,
got there.
point being is I love power systems and that's why I love the training because I think it's important to show a character learn. I don't know, I can't even really give a good reason why because I get it. You could just wake up and be good and then whoop everybody's ass. And I get why somebody would enjoy watching that. It's straight to the point.
Yeah,
It is what it is. But it's just much more cool to see someone earn their
yeah. Earn the level and caliber
yeah.
of
Like
baller they
who wants
are.
to see them just fucking get handed the shit? That's
But
boring.
see, but at the same time, if it's too slow, then you got MHA those first couple of seasons, right? Where it was moving too slow, but
Yeah,
he was
but
developing.
it wasn't moving too slow in regards to the development. It was moving too slow in regards to him being a little fucking pussy ass bitch.
Jesus,
Because if he wasn't crying all the time or like, oh my,
Jesus. I
what are we
love your
gonna
little
do?
kitty anime
His
voice.
bitching is what really pissed me off. Because if he was like Naruto, who sucked ass for a while, but he still had a little bit of edge to him, like still had a little bit of that. I mean, he was still kind of bitching, but he had more edge.
Yeah, here Naruto was bitching a lot, but he was very much about it his whole life.
He was always trying to learn, always trying to train,
I meant more of like always about like he was willing to fight
fight
anybody and
anybody.
everybody. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was
that's what I
adding
meant.
on to that
But yeah,
too.
don't next time. All
I
right.
was like, why can't I? You got mad that I added on to that. I was like,
Fucking don't.
did you
All
just
right.
get mad that I added on to what
My
you?
point was perfect the way it was.
And I was
Next
like,
time you want
yeah,
to add
and
some
he likes to
shit,
train,
just fucking don't.
and he likes
Okay.
to learn.
That's how I want this to go like my power systems, right? Just stop adding shit. Leave it as is. I'm already fucking confused.
Yeah, just like when you read mangas, unbelievable.
Well, I can't read, so I don't know what to tell you, man.
Just like when you try to read mangas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mangas.
mangas. Yeah,
It fucking infuriates me. Still to this day.
manga.
Yeah. Now, do you think a bad power system will keep you from watching a show?
It
Now,
could.
I'm talking now as an
Yeah,
adult.
it could for sure. I mean, it just depends because there's different types of bad power systems.
Right.
There's a lot of room there. I haven't even really processed what potentially bad power systems there could be. But I guess, for instance, let's say there's someone where the scaling's horrible, right?
DBZ.
Classic example, DBZ,
Hmm.
where they just outpower one character or outpower one character. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Where
None.
they overpower one character.
There it
Jesus
is.
Christ. It was almost there. I said outpower.
Yeah, I knew what you meant the whole time. I was like, oh, little buddy, he'll get
Overpower.
there. He'll get
OP.
there. Yeah.
Very great word. Like, subscribe, comment. OOP. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Do we really just do that? But yeah, so that would be an example of a bad one, but we still like it. I still watch it even up until Super. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
you
watch
don't
Super
like
all
it
the
as
time.
much as me, but I mean, you still
Yeah,
respect it.
it's because only because it's faded on me over the years. So DBZ used to be my all-time favorite, and I still enjoy watching it because I have so much nostalgia tied up in it. But like Kai, my son, for you guys who don't know, who's
You started
into
him on.
anime,
Mm.
he wants nothing to do with DBZ. He's like,
Yeah, because you
it's
started off. He started off with what?
ooh, what was the first? I can't remember the first one he watched.
But it wasn't DBZ, right?
It definitely was not DBZ.
Do you think that would have changed his opinion?
No, because as a kid, I think you know what? Let
Like
me
I,
rephrase that.
by change it, I mean he
So
still may fucking think it sucks compared, but he may respect it a little bit more.
so I guess it depends on what age. So when he's old enough to understand, like let's say 12, 13, to really watch a show,
But do you really
if I
understand at
would have
12, 13?
but enough. That's what I'm saying, enough. Like if you understand enough. So if I would have started him at DBZ there, I think he would have liked it. But I tried to watch DBZ with him when he was younger, like 7, 8, and it was just too slow for him at that age. And that's why I brought it up in the difference in ages. Because I
Mm-hmm.
tried to show him DBZ first. That was the first anime I tried to get him into. And I was like, oh, it's got a lot of fighting. He likes those kinds of shows as a kid. Other than the fighting, it's not really
So
adult
you must have
content.
showed him like Avatar: Last Airbender first.
I tried that one as well. He didn't like it.
Jesus Christ, his attention
Mu-
span is fucking god
Yeah,
awful though.
yeah, much younger though. Like as an adult, he likes Avatar now,
As an
but he's
adult,
or as an adult, as an older kid,
I was
he
like,
likes
how old is
Avatar
he?
now. Yeah, he likes Avatar now,
Yeah,
but he still doesn't care for DBZ. Like he's fine with it, but he just doesn't care for it.
yeah.
I think it might
I
DBZ
think it would
might end up
change.
being one of those things that
Yeah,
just
I
end up
think
faded.
generally speaking, I think it just people would respect it if it was their first anime, similar to us.
Yeah,
And I think that's generational. Where even in today's time, I think they would respect it more having watched it first versus trying to fucking watch Naruto first, then watch that, or then watch AOT first, then watch that. It's like those are much more in depth animes that learned from DBZ's mistakes.
yeah. But I mean, there were some way back when that were really good and structured, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, but those all came out years after DBZ.
Yeah, I guess so. I think. I hope we're right
Yeah,
because I
because
think you're right, but I don't
Dragon
know
Ball
the
came
date.
out, which
Dragon Ball came
has
out
the
forever.
same
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
power
Yeah,
system.
Dragon Ball counts. Yeah,
So it was like 80s, and that's wild. That
yeah,
came out in the 80s.
yeah. Full Metal Alchemist isn't that old.
No.
Watch, dude. We're gonna post this, and someone's gonna be like, "It came out in 1978, jackass." And
Full
you
Metal.
guys call yourselves an anime podcast, you fucking nerds.
I will say, if Full Metal came out either like super close, like I'm talking 2-3 years to Dragon Ball, I would be like, that creator deserves his penis sucked because that's a well written anime for something that
It
early on.
really is. But I love the power systems in Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't even understand the power system in that because I didn't watch it thoroughly.
Or when you're old enough to really comprehend,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
super
I
complicated,
only
that one.
watched it when I was younger, and I haven't watched it as an adult.
Yeah, I mean the base principle is it takes something to make something. You know what I mean? And so when you operate with that, with a simple basic principle, the rules make it makes it a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
And I've tried to take
So
that
it's a
approach
simple
with
power system.
yeah, and I've tried to take that approach with every power system, and it's helped me a little bit, but not as much as I'd like it to. Like for
Yeah.
instance, a good example of that is like JJK.
Uh huh.
I try and take it as like I try and simplify it to help me understand it. And I was like, okay, you have curse energy and reverse curse energy. Those are the only types of curse energy you can have. Curse energy or reverse curse energy, which is accurate.
No, you can have
But
heavenly pact.
I'm not talking overall powers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're just
heavenly
talking
pact,
about the cursed energy. Like you're talking about
correct.
the concept of
Because
general cursed energy.
the heavenly pact isn't that complicated. We just don't know how you go about making one.
Yeah, or
But the
being that.
power
Yeah.
itself isn't overly complicated.
Yeah, it's just physical enhancements,
It's physical enhancement. The power system's there. You have
senses, shit like that.
limitations. Right.
Yeah.
And so and you can't have
But that's what I
any.
mean by like they explained it, but they didn't fully explain it. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. But
That's what
remember
I
it's
mean by
also
newer
what, two
anime.
seasons in?
But that's what I mean by that's what newer anime does. They don't
Yeah.
fully explain it. They
Yeah.
could have explained right then and there how she got it and how it generally gets put into Maki
Yeah.
or Toji.
Yeah. Another good power system, Black Clover.
Right, and I just started that. That looks fucking dope. And
I
I
fucking love
enjoyed
Black
the
Clover.
episodes we watched. I retained and enjoyed. Like,
I literally that kicked me into. I'm rewatching it right now.
yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm hoping. There's rumors that a new season's gonna come out at the end of this year.
Jesus.
I
Is it
don't
ever gonna
think
end?
that's gonna happen.
You mean new episodes? Because they don't have seasons in
Hmm.
that show. They only have one season, and it's
Yeah, new
300
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah, yeah, new episodes are supposed to be released. Or there's a rumor that they're gonna be released at the end of 2024.
So then it must not have really finished.
It didn't finish. No, they just stopped making them for years. But I
Similar
don't
to
think they're gonna
Bleach.
do it. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it.
I can't wait to start Thousand Year Blood War.
Yeah, because they waited like 3 years, and then they came out with the Swords of the Wizard King, which is a Black Clover movie, which is actually a really good fucking movie.
It just
Uh,
didn't had anything to do with the plot.
Nothing to do with the plot line, but you got to watch all the way through to the end of
Mm.
where it's caught up to, because some of the powers that stuff that they use
Well,
make more sense.
and even back to JJK, it's like they didn't even really explain Yuta and his shit
No,
with that bitch.
no, they
Like,
sure
did you
didn't.
just turn a little girl into a mom? Like, what is happening?
Yeah,
When was
makes
that a power?
yeah, it makes zero sense. It makes zero sense, dude. I
Like, they're
fucking
just
it's so
pulling shit out of their
infuriating.
ass.
Yeah, it's fucking infuriating.
Quite
And
literally. Like, that's what Ghetto does, is he
and
pulls
here's the
shit
thing,
out of his
I
butthole
can't
and they
even
all
tell you if
come out.
JJK has a good or bad power system because I don't understand it nearly enough.
No, it's a dope power system. We don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
fuck with
dope.
it. And when they say shit in the moment, it makes sense, but I don't know what that means really
Because
either.
it's
So,
only a fucking puzzle piece that they give you, Shane. It's only a little like
well,
fucking
they're
hint.
fucking giving me pieces to fucking 5,000 piece puzzle. Those fuck faces,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
that shit is fucking complicated, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What are some power systems you like though? Because I
uh
went over two that
unique
I
ones.
liked.
So one's like AOT, very unique power system. Very unique, very intriguing. Dr. Stone, very unique because it's not necessarily power oriented.
Right. It's not like a
It's like
superpower
brain
or anything.
power
Well, I
kind of,
guess it
but it
is
is
kind of a
kind of
power. Yeah. All right. I
because
take that back. Yeah.
Tsukasa punched a goddamn lion in the
He
face.
did
So
punch a lion in the fucking face.
clearly there's some
And Senku is unrealistically smart.
right. And then there's technology and shit like that. So it's a
Yeah.
interesting power system, but Fire Force as well. Another great
I
power system.
I love their power system. The way they structure their power system is so smart, because they have the Gen 1s, Gen 2s, Gen 3, like they have the categories, right? The Gen 1s are the people who turn into
Dope.
the random combustion or whatever fuck it's called. But they're the ones that turn into like the fucking fire things that they have to put out. Um Gen 2s can manipulate, but they can't create, and Gen 3s can create.
Right.
And so the way, like, they simplified it. It's
Yeah.
literally that simple. That's how the power systems work. And every
But
now and then your flames get hot enough and that becomes an Adola burst.
right,
Like
and that's the thing
everything
too is
tracks.
they add little special aspects like the Adola burst, like the uniqueness to each person. each person doesn't use fire in the same way, even though they're the same gen. It's unique to that person. Like the black dude, how he has the fire stripes on his body.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sexy bitch that has like the bunny ears.
The
The
bunny
sexy
cat
bitch,
ears. Cat ears.
the cat ears. The
Yeah.
sexy bitch that has Maki, who has the
The
manipulating the
little
balls,
little talking
fireballs.
balls and shit. Yeah.
It's super super dope. And then you got somebody like fucking Benny Maru, who
Can do
has
both.
both. He's Gen 2 and Gen 1 or Gen 3.
Gen 3. Yeah.
And and that's also within his, it's just a fucking dope
Yeah. Another cool thing they
concept.
did is like when we talk about power system, it all comes down to balance. You can create whatever power system you want, however powerful you want to make that those people, but there has to be balance in the universe to make it a good power system.
Right.
And so there's always different ways to find that balance.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what's cool about like this is like for instance Fire Force, right? Like nobody could keep up with Show,
Hmm.
the little brother, because he moved too fast.
Right.
And you find out he's not actually moving that fast.
He's
He's
freezing the
dropping
earth.
into freezing or dropping into another dimension and popping out from that dimension.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, he's not the fastest person in this. He's literally they
Freezing
actually
time.
like he's literally freezing time and entering a different dimension.
Right.
And it's just fucking dope
Right.
when everything makes sense.
Well, and that's what you need though, right? You need the overpowered villain, and then
Mm-hmm.
you need a concept within the power system that makes sense to increase the main character's ability, right? And then he came up with the Benimaru hand
Yeah,
signs,
the
and
kata
different hand
signs,
signs
I believe.
concentrates fire in different areas of your body.
Right.
And because he has the Adola burst in his feet, that's the hand sign for concentrating the firepower in your feet. And that's what allowed him to keep up with his brother. So that's a big role part too, right? Like, how does the main character figure out another power or new
Right.
thing? Goku going Super Saiyan 3. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
uh, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. How does it make sense within the show? And that's
Right,
dope.
and that's another thing DBZ missed too, right? Because it's like what happens is every fight, like even when they fight people together, it's really a one on one,
I was about to say they
right?
missed in a different way, right?
Yeah.
They missed in a
So
way of just one character having the ability,
right, it's really when you
or
really
two,
boil
really.
it down, it's one on one, and
Right.
then they get healed, they get stronger, whatever the case may be. But it's like you go to a show like Black Clover, for instance, and they're fighting a villain that's more powerful than anything ever in that universe. They have to fight together.
Right. It
It's not
definitely
just
moved to
it
that.
takes like 8 people to bring this one thing down, which
Yeah.
fucking makes sense. It tracks with all the power systems you create. And DBZ
Naruto,
fucking didn't do
everything.
or all of it, right? Like it fucking doesn't make any sense. They even talk about balance when they're setting up the teams,
Yeah.
right? When they're fucking pairing everybody up, they talk about
Right.
balance.
Well, and to be fair, DBZ did so good all the way up until literally until Goku turned Super Saiyan. They were perfect until then. I mean,
Yeah, because he had died a couple
right, and
times.
he needed help, right? He was doing the
Yeah,
spirit bomb. He needed help from Piccolo. He
yeah.
needed help from Gohan. So they literally did an amazing job until he turned Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah. Granted, that was fairly early in DBZ if you look at it as a whole,
I mean, yeah, as a whole, now that they've
right?
extended
Because you
it, but
had
they only went
you
up
had the
until Boo,
Saiyan
right?
saga.
Or they went GT, but we don't count GT.
Yeah, no one should. Fucking god awful.
Yeah,
Fucking
that
Jesus
shit.
Christ. I've never
I'm
wanted to
glad they
beat a little
erased
girl
that.
up more in my life, dude. I hated Pam
G-
in that fucking
they
GT
and
version.
you we really can fucking get GT out, because even in Super they skip they there's nothing that resembles anything from GT
Yeah,
in Super,
but I mean, you had right. So you had all of Dragon Ball.
right?
Then you have the Saiyan saga with Raditz and Nappa and Vegeta. And then right after the Saiyan saga, you have the Frieza saga. And that's when at the end of the Frieza saga is when he turned Super Saiyan. So that happens pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean but
Yeah, after
you
Frieza, it's
list the
the
ones after that.
androids. It's
Well,
androids.
that's the Cell Saga,
The Cell, yeah, Cell Saga. Then you
and then the
have.
Boo Saga.
I feel like there's some
That's it.
before Boo.
So you're talking about Dragon Ball, all the arcs in Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyan Saga, then
Dragon Ball GT slash Super.
right. Because even in Broly, they needed to band together because that made sense, right?
Yeah,
Uh, everybody banded together, but they ended up giving it to all of their power to one
yeah.
person, which
Goddamn
I wouldn't count that.
DBZ, dude.
So never mind. I take that back.
Yeah, DBZ. You guys
But
really
still,
fucked that up, man.
yeah. But still, it's that is one of the great aspects to new school anime that they learn from DBZ specifically, and even animes that are closer to DBZ in the old school learn is that it's important to bring in at least one other character, at least to end
Yeah,
someone or
yeah.
two or
Because I
three or
mean,
four.
like even in One Piece, like I'm trying to do what I can to not give specific situations away, but I guess the best way I can put it is in One Piece, Luffy gets his ass beat all the fucking time.
Hmm.
Like there's always some bounce everywhere, right?
Hmm.
Like Bleach. How far are you in Bleach? Have you finished the Aizen arc yet?
Yeah.
All right, so you've seen like Ichigo gets beat up all the fucking time.
Ichigo is the worst main character of all time.
Yeah,
That dude struggles against fucking regular hollows. And we're in damn near the fucking like I remember he was struggling against some random ass hollows, and it's like, dude, you've already learned how to fucking Bankai. Why are you struggling against these fucking hollows right now?
yeah, that's
That
fair.
that was so fucking annoying. Like there was such poor writing in
I
Bleach.
love Bleach.
And you love it. I'm like,
I
dude, I
love
could
it,
not
dude.
stand some of those moments.
I love it, dude. But then again, you're watching it as an older man. I have some nostalgia tied up into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So I'm sure that plays a big role into it.
that is.
But he gets beat up all the fucking time, man.
Absolutely
All the fucking
annoying.
time. And then he has to train to get stronger every
That's
time.
that's great. That I do love that.
Fucking where they had to fucking get up where they put all the swords out there and he had to find the right one.
Hmm.
That shit was dope.
That one, yeah. I mean,
So they're out there,
he
man.
did. I mean, he fought his own like what do you call it? His own Bankai, his own Zanpakuto, like
Yeah,
20
Zanpakuto.
times. That got a
He
little
did,
annoying.
yeah.
Like just to
Yeah.
train. It's like, dude, can we is that the only way you train?
Duh,
Godly.
I'm telling you, wait till you. I'm so excited for you to get to Blood War.
Yeah. It's gonna be dope.
I'm so excited. I fucking love Blood War.
I'm close. I'm close.
It worked out perfectly because Bleach was just not the greatest in the world, right? I
Hmm.
mean, it's one of the big three. It was great for its time. I love it, but as a whole, like it's a little on the slower side. It's got a lot of filler.
A
It's a
little.
very old school anime.
That shit is mad
But
slow.
I got out of that. Like I watched it when I was young enough to deal with it and like it.
Yeah.
And then when they brought it back in Thousand Year Blood War, now it's Thousand Year Blood War
It's straight
is
about that action.
it's about that fucking action.
Yeah.
Like it's got some storyline just like everything else does, but they tie so it's so fucking good. Like I'm
Right.
so happy they came out with that now.
I've never seen so much filler in my life in the original series. That's just absurd. I know
Bleach
Naruto
might
does
have the
too.
most.
Naruto's got probably even more, but
It's been a while since I've ran back Naruto. I do Bleach probably once every few
but
years.
I was about to say, yeah, Naruto has like 700 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Bleach only has 350, and for Bleach only having a little bit over 350, but around there, um, wow, like at least 200 and something of those were
Yeah.
probably filler.
But on the plus side, their power system makes perfect sense.
It does, kind of.
Everything pretty much adds up.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
so excited.
Actually, now that I think about it,
What?
no, that power
What?
system's so broken.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
How's it
is.
broken?
How do you? How are powers designated? It's just a unique ability for everyone.
Like for their Zanpakuto, yeah,
Zanpakutos.
yeah,
It's just a sword that has a unique ability. And the unique ability could be poison, it could be
yeah,
superpower, it could be multiple swords, it could be like it's literally just imagination at that point.
yeah.
Whereas the reason why that I don't believe that's good is because it should link to a set of power that everyone could access, and then some access more of it than others. That's what I
I
mean by
think
that. It's just like what's a better example of bleach? Probably corks, right? So let's say your cork,
I was literally gonna say it's just like corks. You're saying,
yeah, so like corks is the Zanpakuto, right? Let's compare
yeah,
those two.
yeah. You don't know
And
which each person's gonna have something different.
each person can have a different cork, yes, but it's not overtly over the top. It's generally um like some people have better corks, some people don't, but it's not like fuck, man. It's not like
I think
if
it's
you
pretty
look at my
comparable.
sword, you're now in my hypnosis. Like, what the fuck
No,
kind of
but
power is that?
they have
I can't
people
even
that do
look at your
hypnosis.
sword. Like, what? That's Aizen's power? Like, I can't look at your sword? Or not look at your sword, look into your eyes, is it?
It's definitely looking at a sword.
Okay. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it's either his sword or his
If
eyes,
they've
but
seen
it's
it
like,
once, he can
dude,
use the Bankai to hypnotize you. Yeah.
right. It's like, where did that ability? Where is you just picked that shit out of the air?
To fucking what a weird thing to irritate you because that's a similar quirks. Like, where'd you get that? Oh, you just picked that out of the air.
No, that's
Like, who
but they're
thinks of
not
that as a
as
power?
OP is what I'm saying. There's no quirk where if you look at them, they're done. Or if you like there's still an
I mean,
aspect of
Shigaraki, if you
effort.
touch something, you can
Yeah, but
attach
that's a
fucking.
villain. The villains in every show are stupidly overpowered and break the system. That's
So
like the exception.
it never bothers you when it's a villain. Only one of the
Correct.
like main
Because the villains
characters. Okay.
have to be overpowered. The point to why you said you like the new school versus the old school, or not even necessarily that, but DBZ was so bad was because
Yeah, I just
it
said they're different.
it
Yeah.
didn't have unison, right? It didn't have like defeat them by committee. Whereas all these
Right. There
other
was no.
animes have defeat them by committee because the villain is so goddamn broken.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, okay, villains, make them overpowered. You have to. Whereas the general public, the good guys, they have to be rooted in a balanced system or else it's going to ruin it.
Okay. I think I could co-sign that. So I was
Yeah.
literally just running through different scenarios in my head and different
Right.
ways things can go, and I'm like, no, they kind of have to be overpowered. Like I
Right.
can't like even the ones that aren't like overpowered in that sense, they're
Yeah.
like crazy devious and fucking. You still need multiple people to overcome their intellect or do something out of what they foresee. You know what I mean? So like, there's always
Yeah.
something
Like
about them that's overpowered. So I
and
think you're right.
something that they break the
Yeah.
system. A great example is Donzo breaking the system, right? He fucking stole cells, implanted them, got like
Yeah.
eight Sharingans that he
Yeah.
stole, implanted into his arm. Like that's outrageous, but he's a fucking villain, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that made the
Also, that
Sasuke
arm
fight
is
that much
fucking
doper.
gross.
And even Sasuke needed help in that fight. He needed Obito and he needed that red bitch.
Yeah, Naruto has a pretty good power system.
It's great.
Crazy. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think. I think DBZ might be the only one I don't like that's like super trash as
Mm,
a power system, or that
yeah.
I do like. DBZ is the only one I do like that has a super trash power system.
An anime that I love and wouldn't change a thing even after saying this, but I think the power system is is pretty stupid, but I think they do it on purpose is One Punch Man.
Yeah, I actually. So I know you wrote that down on the like pre list you sent me as an example. I literally got stuck on that one because I was like, is it that the power system sucks, or
You're trying
or is
to
it that we haven't seen enough of it to kind of know what's going on? Because they like the way they balanced out that system is it's a comedy really. right?
Right.
So the joke is that he's so overpowered, but they balance it out by making him super depressed because he can't find a challenge, right? So I don't think the power system. I think it's there.
I think
I
the
think
power
it's just
system's
a weird
trash, but they
one.
did it on purpose and it was well calculated.
So
It's
so
almost
then
like if
to
a
that
show tried to
extent is
make
it
fun of
not trash?
DBZ. It's
Right.
almost like if a show tried to make fun of that.
Well, that's pretty much what they did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and the way he obtained the powers, doing a bunch of crunches and running like Goku.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
doing
mean?
fucking 50 sit-ups and 50 push-ups every day.
Or a
And I
thousand.
don't turn on the heater when it's cold, and I don't turn on the cooler when it's hot out.
Right. Yeah. Classic example. But that one where is where I do actually like. I think it's trash, but I think it's well written. Like it's purposeful.
Yeah. So I mean
That's the point of the
if
show.
that's
Is
if the
that
point of the
it's a
show of it being trash, doesn't that mean it's not trash in that sense?
no.
I mean, you can
It
make that
means the
argument.
show's not trash.
Okay, I see what
The
you're saying.
power system is trash, but the point of the show is that the power system is trash, and that's what
Yeah,
makes it so funny.
yeah, I agree with you now. At this point, I'm just trying to debate if I wanted to irritate you and argue with you about
Keep
it a
trying to
little bit or
argue.
not. Yeah. And I was like, I don't think I have it in me, dude.
What do you think of Chainsaw Man's power system?
I fucking don't like
Don't know a
Chainsaw Man.
goddamn thing, huh?
I do not like Chainsaw Man.
Uh-oh.
I just don't. I don't like it, man. Like
They're gonna come for you.
I've sat on it for a while. I
They're coming
understand.
for you.
And to most people's credit, most people are like, "Yo, the manga is absolute fire," which means nothing to me.
You mean the manga?
But I fucking hate you. But like, even though I didn't like the first season, everybody tells me the next season is where it like really starts to get good.
Hmm.
So I'm willing. I've had enough people tell me where I'm willing to give it one more season. But after the first season, I was like, I don't care for this at all.
Yeah.
It's just too much, man.
Yeah.
Too like I don't let the perviness drive the story. You know how I get about that. Like, and the
Come
longer I've
on,
sit on
man.
it, the more I dislike it. But no, they
Oh,
didn't explain any power system in
she's
there.
going like this. You want to fight somebody for me? And he's like, yeah.
And the worst part is Chainsaw Man ended on like a situation where they could have explained the power system.
Mm,
Like fucking
yeah.
Chainsaw Man's fighting fucking Gunhead,
Hmm.
right? Was it a gun?
I don't remember. I'm not
Whatever
gonna
it
lie.
was,
I
but
was
it was
just like, yeah.
fucking we'll call it Gunhead.
Uh-huh.
So he's fighting fucking Gunhead, dude. So it's like that was the perfect time to explain it, and instead we
Like,
just end this
yeah.
season.
Like, are people like becoming one with fucking
Yeah,
like
was
what is that?
Puchita a fucking special kind of fucking demon or whatever it
Chainsaw
is?
demon
Yeah, like who
thing?
fucking I don't fucking get
Yeah, they
this
haven't
shit,
really
man.
explained a lot in that show yet. Other than that, he likes titties. But
Good lord. That is for certain. They did explain that.
one comparison I really wanted to ask you about in regards to power systems is magic power system. So Jobless Reincarnation and
Hmm.
Black Clover.
Okay, what's the question?
What is your thoughts on those two power systems in comparison? Do you think Jobless's has a better balance? Do you think
Ooh, those are
um
both actually fairly pretty good.
right, and they're fairly
I
similar from what I've seen in the first 7
no, they're
episodes of
not.
Black Clover.
Yeah, they're not, but like they're both magic, so there you go.
Right, like it's like book oriented magic shit,
Yeah,
and then Jobless is like
no. The main thing is I guess the basics are the same where it's magic, and I think that where it starts to differ here, but it's so close, is in Black Clover, you're born with a specific amount of magic, and no matter how hard you train, you can get stronger, but
uh
you can't like have more magic. You can't be more powerful than you are already. So you're
so it's like solo
predetermined.
leveling. Solo
Yeah,
leveling.
yeah, you're predetermined to how much power you're gonna have.
Unless you're Asta, right?
Right.
Who
But
broke the fucking power code, apparently.
he's still been predetermined. Like it was predetermined that he was not gonna have any magic.
Right. So he has a heavenly pack.
Yeah, exactly. So you get it.
That's fucking cheating.
Yeah, well, then fucking make one yourself, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what
Yeah.
you want from me.
Well,
But
again, it did piss me off in that he fucking
in Jobless, like in the first 6 episodes, they fucking throw that notion out the water. Like he gets reincarnated and he's like, okay, there's only so much money you could have in this world. And he kept training every day
right,
and he increased his mana. So he's like, oh, okay, they only think you can't increase your mana, but it turns out you can if you just work hard every day.
right.
So it's the same in regards to that. It's magic,
Yeah, yeah. I don't
but
like
other than
systems
that,
where you
it's too
can't
different. But
increase
they're both
power.
pretty good.
Yeah,
They're
I
both
don't
they're
like that.
both pretty good systems.
Right,
As far as like the rules and stuff they put on there,
right.
they got to train to get better, but there's still only so much magic they can use.
Yeah,
Your stamina goes as your magic goes, so you can't produce as many spells. Like both of them have a pretty good regulator
yeah,
on their magic power systems. I actually really enjoy those ones.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm assuming the side characters, as I start to learn more specifically in Black Clover, because I've seen,
what,
um,
like 20 episodes maybe.
not in Black Clover. I've seen less than that, but
Hmm.
um, Jobless, I've at least seen the first full season and then a little bit of the second. Uh, the side characters in Jobless are dope, and it
Yeah,
seems pretty balanced, even though people have different skill sets, like like knight oriented,
right,
mage
right.
oriented.
Everything has its pros and
But
cons. Yeah.
you could still be as powerful as a mage as a knight, or vice versa. It just depends on how you increase your skill.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming in Black Clover, the side characters are also going to be pretty dope, or is it just Asta just being Goku?
No, no, the side characters are pretty dope.
Because
Yeah, and like
saw
I
him.
said,
I haven't really seen him do much.
Yuno's a problem. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, I assume.
But yeah, like the balance in both Jobless and Black Clover is really good. They do
Okay.
a very good job of power balancing there.
Yeah, yeah. Just Java's got a little bit more of that chainsaw plot. You know.
Yeah, like you can tell when someone's not on somebody's level. Um, it's you know, it's actually really good. It's actually really
Yeah,
good.
I do. Jumping back to Chainsaw Man, they don't fucking explain shit, but he also doesn't train. I don't like that at all. He just
Yeah,
fucking he does a thing. He
pulls his
fucking
cord,
turns into the chainsaw, and then
learns
he
on the
just goes.
job. I do this all day. Yeah,
That's
but I
cool.
mean, to his credit,
Learn how to
what is
control it.
well, I was gonna say to his credit, what is there to train?
Fucking technique, being able to fight.
Technique to how he saws things.
is that you did that immediately, dude? You
Yeah,
used to
I was thinking, I
just
was like,
sucking dick over there. What's
what's
going
the
on?
technique, dude? I got the saw shit on my head. What's the technique? Like, just fucking put it in him.
Oh yeah. So that's all Goku needed to do. Just punch him in the face, dude. You don't
Yeah,
need technique. Just punch him in the face.
he was actually fighting. This motherfucker is literally just turning on
He's
his
not just
saw
going
and
around doing
stabbing
this.
niggas.
He's still
Yeah,
hitting people, jumping, going, punching. He's still doing all that shit, grabbing, all
I
that
don't know. I
shit,
don't know, man. I don't know.
throwing.
I don't think he needs to train at all.
Oh
I
my
think he's
god.
fine.
You just don't like training. I get it.
I don't mind training. Like,
I
I'm
get it.
really enjoying the Hashira training arc actually right now.
It's just a big joke.
What is?
The training. It's all just comedy.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm not.
Yeah, you want to see that
It's
action?
getting serious. I want to see the hot like you when you are you called
Right.
caught up? Are you all the
Yeah,
way
I'm
caught
caught
up?
up. Yeah,
The Hashiras when they challenge each other.
we're gonna have to beep that out. Yeah.
Well, that's cool, but or you could just put up a warning. Spoiler alert.
All right, that's what I'll do, guys. Guess what? You're getting spoiler alert. You found out live here right now because I'm not taking this shit out. I'm not. I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, we brought up New Order from the My Hero.
Yeah,
That's 6 episodes out.
that's true. Yeah. If you haven't watched it, throw spoilers out there and shit. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I
So
wouldn't even
what were
say
we
that's a
talking
big
about?
spoiler anyway.
No, I don't think so. That's on me
Yeah.
being oversensitive.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus, you just wanted to be like you, where you really fuck up. And you're like, oh my god,
Yeah,
what was
I
the one where
really
you were
fucked
like,
up
oh,
once.
I
I remember that. I don't even know. Should I?
think it was like
It's
the
not too late to
ending
say
to
it,
one of
right? You think it's too late to say
what
it,
what
or too
anime was
early
it
to say
for?
it? JJK.
No, you could say it. It's up till
Yeah,
season 2, right?
yeah,
Say it.
yeah. It was when what's his face died. Nanami died. I brought that up.
Oh yeah,
And it was
hmm
like the day after that episode aired. And the
yeah.
second it came out, I was like,
Yeah,
oh shit. But
yeah,
no, fucking, where were we at? Power systems.
yeah. Just pop up a spoiler alert. But I asked you about Jobless and in comparison
Black
to
Clover,
Black
because
Clover, and then I
they both
mentioned
have a
that
lot of
Chainsaw
magic.
Man, he's not training and shit like that, and
Yeah.
that's annoying. But it is cool to see Shangri La pick up in regards to training. They're starting to train more, get their
They are,
powers up
and
and
that's an
shit.
interesting one too, because you kind of have a cheat code for power systems there. It's a video game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, like it's a video game, so you kind of have a cheat code to kind of
Yeah.
mess
Whereas
the power
solo
system a
leveling
little
is a
bit.
little bit more unknown, right? He's still
Yep.
kind of like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, what is the system? We still don't know what's the whole big picture here. And hopefully, we find out this next season with solo leveling. That was really good. I'm really happy that one is. But
Yeah.
that power scaling isn't the best either.
No, it's Goku oriented. It's
Yeah.
he's just got
The
an
con.
endless, bottomless pit of potential.
Yep. When shit gets convenient for people,
Yeah.
like it's the plot armor.
Yeah. Yeah, and
It
he's
just
like just learning shit in the last possible moment.
yeah, it fucking
Um,
makes no sense, man. Solo
right.
leveling is not the greatest. But I'm
No,
like,
but still
but
super
back to
dope.
like what we were saying on Shangri-La, because I thought of like, I started thinking of Sword Art Online when
Uh-huh.
you put that up there. I was like, yeah, they kind of have a weird cheat code where they don't have to do it because they're in a video game. And I thought about Sword Art Online, and I was like, well, they're in a video game, and that also has a structured power system
Yeah.
within the video game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess because it's a show and the show takes place based in a video game, kind of forces you to put a power system on there and put checks and balances in. Huh? Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And one aspect that I wish, I don't know if Sword Art Online does this, but I wish that Shangri-La made it more dangerous to be in the game. So similar to like a Jumanji,
Hmm.
where if he dies in the game, or not Jumanji, what's the thing where they
Where
go
he
into the
dies.
game and they made a remake of it
Jumanji.
with Kevin Hart and
Jumanji.
oh, was that? So
Yeah.
if you die in the game, you die
Yeah.
in real life, right?
Yeah.
Um and if that like imagine if they added that aspect to that.
Yeah. Um,
That would be pretty fucking crazy.
yeah, there's
You have
nothing I can
multiple
say on this
lives.
subject, and I can't go into detail on Sword Art Online without giving anything away.
Right, plot wise.
Yeah, so this one I gotta bow out the Sword Art Online since you haven't watched it yet, but it's definitely different there. So you'll
Right.
see when you
There's a
watch it.
different
But
aspect than Shangri-La
yeah, it's not as simple because
as
you're talking
Shangri-La.
about like dying and stuff like that. I'm like, it's not as simple, and
Oh, okay. As what I was explaining I would want.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because you were like, I don't know about
Sword
S,
Art Online.
yeah, SAO, and I was like, well, I can't
Right.
tell you because now that would actually
Right.
be too much for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
but
go ahead.
no, go ahead, you're good.
I was thinking some of the side animes that we watch, like Oshinoko and
My
um
Happy Marriage.
no, because My Happy Marriage is pretty like power system.
Yeah,
There is one, whereas Oshinoko, there's like, is there a power system or like Food Wars?
I was literally gonna say Food Wares. Yep.
And it's like, is that a power system? You could argue that Food Wars is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you could argue that Oshinoko is. yet.
No, but
Yet.
it's not a that kind of show
Right.
either.
It's more of like a just like drama.
Yeah.
So Food Wars, I guess we'll stick to that because that has a power system, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Related to kind of like Dr. Stone, right? Where it's like intelligence and skill in the kitchen.
Yeah, where it's not.
It's like a
I guess it is kind
combination
of.
because
It
it's
I guess it
informative as
is
well.
it is kind of a superpower thing there too.
Right.
So, because of how ridiculously good they are at it.
Right. Like that's
Yeah.
not an average person.
Yeah, and each person has their own little thing. Like they have the guy in there that can like the spices,
Right.
and he can do all that shit perfectly. And because he had that developed over time, the God tongue, like there's superhero aspects to it. So I think Food Wars is pretty balanced, and I
Yeah.
think they have to keep it balanced because they have like the food challenges and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that forces them to add some balance in there.
Brilliant idea of a show. Talk
It's
about a
so good.
brilliant idea.
It's so good.
Like informative. It's very similar to Dr. Stone. It's like very
Mm-hmm.
informative and brings in like a lot of just real aspects of life.
Right. Yep. 100%.
Fucking dope.
But we did hit our time. You got anything you want to add, say to the people at all?
No, we love you guys. I think we're almost to 700. We're getting very,
We're
very
right
close.
there. We're
Like
right
I
there.
think we're like 3 away or something like that.
Yeah,
Or something
hopefully by the
close.
time this episode comes out, we'll be closer to 800.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not,
Hopefully.
but I'd like to think.
Like to hope. Right.
Yeah, you never know, man.
But like, subscribe, comment.
Yep.
Let us know your guys' favorite power systems, whether or
Yeah,
not
or your least favorite power system.
right, least favorite, why you don't. What importance is power systems play in your love for anime? I think that's the biggest question I would want to know from
Yeah.
people, just survey wise. But love you guys. You guys have been fucking riding with us pretty fucking hard. We're
Yep.
picking up
We
steam
appreciate
again.
it.
We're
Yeah.
back. You know, we took a
Full
long break,
force.
came back to a lot of love, in
Yeah,
my
we
opinion.
appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yeah, it's
Every
fucking
single one
awesome.
of you. Apologize. We don't know when we're going to get these episodes out. We're having a little problems with our recording platform, but hopefully that'll be sorted here in the near future. And by the time you get this, it won't fucking matter because that means it's fixed.
Right. And be on the lookout. We're going to be releasing episodes 1 through 6 for My Hero Academia for season 7.
Yep.
We're going to do a little review on that. And then we're also going to do a review on episodes 1 through 6 for the Hashira training arc.
Yes,
We
sir.
did, and I'll have it linked below. We did one for both of the first episodes of each of those seasons.
Yep.
And
Yes, sir.
I'll link those below. Check those out. But those will be coming soon. So definitely be ready for that.
And if we already done them, the links are below.
In the channel. Go in there.
Yep.
Swim around. Take a dive. We have 800 videos.
Hey, come on. Get on in. The water's fine.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Well, that's Comedy Hashira.
Blackie Chan.
We out.
Deuces.